Meeting called to order. It's 18:37. Roll call. Chair is present. Mr. Mormon is present. Gary Carden is absent. Pedro's on his way. Nicole's present. Ted's present. Monique absent. Charles James absent.
Monique resigned.
Oh,
Yeah,
So
so-
could we have
yeah.
one? Oh, no, we don't because
It's still 50.
we still have
plus
eight,
one.
yeah.
well,
That's- yeah.
please rise for pledge of allegiance to the moment of silence.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. On the silence.
Please take your seats. Did we have public comments, correct? We have somebody?
Still have one online, but it doesn't look. like-
FIU? Is that-
Yes, they were gonna join, but I don't see them online, but you all have the presentation that they were gonna give.
Yes.
So maybe they're running a bit late.
Motion that we reopen public comments once they join us. What's that?
I don't know if this counts, but this or next meeting might be my last one.
Okay.
You're leaving too?
Yeah,
Wow.
I'm moving.
Oh, really?
Where are you
Yeah, California.
Wow.
San Diego?
Ventura, so right next to Santa Barbara.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
I've got 3 kids that live in California. Matter of fact, we go there a couple times a year to visit. I'm going
Where do
next
they
month.
live?
Fresno's. Like, they live right here, one of them is like a stone's throw from Yosemite Park, right on the outside there.
Inside, I like Santa Barbara.
Yeah, Santa Claus.
Yeah, very peaceful.
Up to you. When you finally decide,
I'll
send me an
send you.
email and Isabella and
Okay.
off that way.
Yeah.
We can start recruiting from young people. Right. And so motion on the table is to reopen public comments if FIU decides to join us. A second.
None of this. I mean, you guys.
Oh, that's right, because we don't have quorum.
There's no
Never mind,
motions.
never
It
mind.
would be if
That's
they
you're
join,
correct.
then
If they join, then if we get, once we get Pedro,
Yeah.
then we go.
I hear some.
Thanks, Ted.
I'm not, I mean, I don't want to be a stickler, but you know.
No, I forgot.
We need
Easily forget. They're like-
No, because if not,
For
I always, always the worst, that someone's gonna come here and say none of the stuff we did was right because we didn't have quorum and stuff like that, you know what I mean?
I
agree, I
agree.
Yeah.
So basically, what I'm gonna do then is to, if Pedro gets here is pretty much let you guys know the committee or the town council has amended committee rules and regulations and procedures and the attendance aspect. Basically, I'm just gonna read it verbatim. Committee members are expected to attend all scheduled committee meetings, including regular meetings, special calls, and meetings of any subcommittees that members have volunteered for. In order to conduct committees and town business, a committee member shall be automatically removed if they accrue 3 unexcused absences from regular scheduled committee meetings during the same 12-month rolling calendar. What does the rolling calendar mean?
We were discussing at yesterday's meeting,
Yeah.
how if they miss, one in December and then one in January, it would like cut off for the, calendar, but now it's all rolling. So if
Oh, that's
you
right.
miss 3, then
So it's always,
Oh.
so you never get a new slate?
You never get renewed?
No,
right, that's what I believe
No.
they said yesterday.
What
does
constitutes?
it apply to them too? Cause I know they miss meetings all the time.
Well, part of the new committee rules is the virtual auction, the phone.
Oh,
Which,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah,
I'll
That's a lot.
be emailing that, so you'll have,
What
and it's
constitutes-
unexcused.
What's
Oh,
an excused
hold on.
absence?
Exactly.
Yeah, we're gonna cover that as a number. Or they accrue 3 consecutive absences from regular scheduled committee meetings during the same 12-month rolling calendar, regardless of whether excused or unexcused, so, but that's the only one, 3 consecutive ones that you can't do the excuse. They accrue 5 absences from regular scheduled meeting during the same 12-month rolling period, whether excused or unexcused. So, and then absences shall be considered excused if and only if the absence was due to medical reason. Death of the committee members, immediate family member. within 7 calendar days preceding the committee meeting. Yes. It's close to like a year before. Unexpected work-related commitment. Military service due to active duty orders and reserves, National Guard or State Guard, or any other reason which the committee chair in their sole discretion classifies as excused absence. The committee chair shall have the sole discretion to classify an absence as excused or unexcused, and in case of absence of the committee chair, then the vice chair will have the sole discretion to classify the absence of the committee chair as excused or unexcused, right?
Watch yourself.
That's right, that's right. Nothing herein shall be construed to allow the committee chair or vice chair in the case of the absence of the chair to access protected, privileged, or confidential, or otherwise, this is the legal boilerplate stuff, right? Privileged or confidential, or otherwise private information to ascertain whether the absence was excused or unexcused. In other words, we're not gonna do any HIPAA violations. If you tell me you're sick, I have to say, okay, you're sick, you know, or you were at a doctor, you had a medical procedure, I don't have to, you know, I don't wanna know anymore. That's good enough.
I like the work related. If you're self-employed and you're working, you're like you had to hang yourself somewhere. I mean, that's
It's unexpected work-related commitment. I mean, that happens, you know. Each committee member is permitted to attend no more than 2 committee meetings, including regular meetings, special calls, and meetings at any subcommittees that the members have volunteered via remote appearance during the calendar year. That's a new rule. That's a good rule.
we're allowed to turn to zoom in on.
Yeah, you can do 2.
Only 2?
2.
Now, we're not on Zoom, but we're on YouTube. Can you attend via YouTube? and
We're
Zoom?
on Zoom right
We're on Zoom?
now. Yes,
We're not-
so if you were in a different state, you can join in right now, and then I can let you.
For the purpose of this subsection, the term remote appearance shall be construed to mean a committee member attends a meeting from somewhere other than the published meeting location by using video technology. For any remote appearance, the following shall apply. No person shall act as chair of a meeting while appearing remotely. So if I'm gone, you're no vice chair, it's chair. The committee member participating remotely is responsible for notifying the committee liaison no later than 24 hours prior, so that you can make sure you're to be out there. The committee member appearing remotely is responsible for coordinating with committee liaison and committee members to ensure they have their own proper equipment to be able to do so. The committee member appearing remotely must have the camera on. Their face must remain visible. Normal bathroom breaks accepted. God.
I want to know who drafted that.
They're pretty sure.
Somebody that probably does it. They probably do a Zoom meeting. in the back.
Somebody who really didn't want to see anybody go to the bathroom. Okay, I agree. I don't want to see anybody go to the bathroom either. The committee member appearing remotely must be able to hear everyone in attendance, the person at the meeting. I know you're thinking that a lot of it is stating the obvious, but I guess that needs to be stated. Everyone in attendance and the person at the meeting must be able to hear the committee member that's appearing remotely. Yeah, of course. The committee member appearing remotely shall wear appropriate attire suitable for public hearing. Committee member appearing remotely should not have anything obscene or distracting in the background of their video. Committee member makes you wonder about these committees that we have. Who's on it? What? Who they have?
Yeah.
The committee members appearing remotely may mute their audio while they are not speaking, but shall ensure that they are not in a noisy environment when they unmute to or speak or vote. If you have young children, good luck with that. When calling a voice vote, the chair shall orally confirm the votes of any committee members appearing remotely separate from those attending in person. And the committee member appearing remotely is responsible for ensuring that they have sufficiently strong internet and data collection so they can do what needs to be done.
And they count towards quorum?
You do not count as quorum if they're video, but they can vote.
That
That's
doesn't
the
make
rule.
any sense,
That's
man.
the rule.
You have a cocktail while you're on the air.
In the coffee room, no one will know.
And that's basically.
No, no.
That's basically the big, huge changes.
Can you send us that by email,
Yes.
please?
And-
So then, I mean, we can't do anything now, I guess, or whatever. We should, again, I brought this up when you guys changed meetings on Thursdays. Like, I don't know, to me, Thursday nights, like, it's easy to take a Friday day off and make it a long weekend and stuff like that. I think we should really contemplate changing from Thursday night meetings to another day if the committee can do it. Because it's a lot easier, like maybe a Tuesday or something like that.
Did we ever have it on a Tuesday?
It used to be on Tuesdays when I started.
When did it change?
It changed. I don't know if you were, I think you were chair or it might have been Michael's last chair, but like Thursdays to me, because you know, like, again. Whatever.
Okay.
I just think, you know, people want to steal maybe a weekend vacation. They can take Friday off at work. No one's really works on Fridays anyway. But you know what I mean? So they can leave Thursday. with-
Yeah, no, I
As
heard that.
opposed, you know, I'm just giving, you know,
No,
ideas
that's
out there,
that's not a
man.
bad
But do you
idea.
think somebody's gonna wanna come on a Friday evening?
No, no, I'm not saying
No, he's saying
Fridays.
Oh.
Tuesday.
Tuesdays are like Tuesdays to me, like,
Yeah,
are a lot, I don't know. I just think
Can we find
Thursday.
out if the room's available on Tuesdays? Can you check that?
I mean, it doesn't have to be now. I'm just saying like.
I know
We can
we
do
can
discussion
have
because we
the,
can't do anything that because we have to vote on everything.
Yeah.
Oh, we can at least find out.
All right. let's
You don't have
public
phone,
comment.
but I don't know now the rules, bro.
Well, you know, we can't vote on anything
We're still
anyway. then.
technically on public
Yeah.
comments because we haven't moved forward.
Yeah, we have to
So,
move forward.
but can we even have a meeting without quorum? It shouldn't even be
Like,
open
answer
for
the
We
public.
can have a
comment.
discussion. Yeah, we can
Yeah,
have a discussion.
you just can't do any
I
motions.
talked about
now.
this.
So you're
Sure,
in a
we can all talk
discussion
about whatever.
meeting, right?
Okay. Okay. Anyway, so it's like-
So I'm gonna ask the person on public comments to unmute. I don't have a name. 786 phone number.
Hello.
Hello?
Hi, we hear you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Naquia Williams. I'm with FIU BIG, which stands for Business Innovation and Growth Accelerator Program.
It's good to meet you or hear you.
Hello.
Yes,
Go ahead, the
Go
floor is
ahead.
yours.
you got 3 minutes.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead, the floor is yours if you want to present what your program is.
Oh, okay. Thank you. I'm not familiar with the process, but thank you all for allowing me to speak today. Isabella was able to kindly invite me to share a little bit more about the program offerings that we have here at FIU Business Innovation and Growth Accelerator. So we're known as FIU BIG. We are connected. We have partnered with Florida, Veterans Florida, which helps support small businesses, whether you're an entrepreneur or aspiring entrepreneur who are looking to receive assistance, especially within educational programming. So we're able to do that through our program offerings, those who are looking to transition out of the service, those who are looking to run a business, those who are just beginning their entrepreneurial journey. And we have workshops that we lead that touch on different types of challenges that the business owners may face to help them grow. We offer personalized one-on-one consulting through our SBDC office as FIU advisors, where you're able to connect with an advisor to go through and handhold on some of the issues that you may be having, or you just want an advisor to oversee where you are in your process and journey of your entrepreneurship. Also, we have different boot camp offerings in addition to our workshops, where it helps you to understand how to pitch, how to cultivate the different levels that you need to be at in order to network, which is the interpersonal skills, as well as the skills that you need to be able to maybe go after investments and with investors. So we try to make sure that you're sharp all the way around, help you to be able to transition to be a CEO that you're able to flourish and scale and be sustainable over time. So we do have where you can connect with us. We're at FIU_BIG on all social media platforms. Everything that we offer is no cost to you. We do our best to try to service the community, whether you're a veteran or a non-veteran, but the programs that we're offering at this time is designed for veterans. So we're hoping to see you all join us at FIU campus and all the things that we're doing. If you'd like to learn more information, we'll be sure to share it with your community, and we look forward to collaborating in some sort. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Can give you a recommendation. This program sounds fantastic. Have you ever heard of the Transition Assistance Program? Every active duty member, when they're getting out of active duty, is required to go through the Transition Assistance Program. And in that program, organizations like yours discuss, that what your program is basically to help mentor and help people, set up a business and all that and those kind of things and provide no cost type training. And Southern Command, of course, is located in Doral, and they have a transition assistance program and a transition assistance program manager. And I bet you that that person will love to have you as a guest speaker because they're probably either retiring or transitioning to civilian world. Probably, I don't know, at least 30 to 40 to maybe even more service members a month. And it'll be, and they'll have their classes, for about 4 or 5 days. And they talk about all the VA programs and all the other things that they're eligible for. But this will be a great program for you to discuss with them. Have
Okay.
you reached out to them?
No, I haven't. I think that'll be a great resource to start to make that connection. And you mentioned this transition assistance program.
Yes, Transition Assistance Program. It's
Okay.
there's a phone number I have, but I don't know how good it is. It's 305
Okay.
437 1717.
Okay.
And that's for U.S. Southern Command, which is here in Doral. And hopefully that
Okay.
will connect you to their program and
Mhm.
it'll be something that they can add on and it will be fantastic.
Okay.
So,
Thank you for sharing that information.
because that's the target audience, the Veterans Committee, we do have some folks who just got out and, and stuff. We can,
Mhm.
coordinate with the American Legion Post, for new veterans. But for the most part, we've had veterans who've been out for quite a few years. That doesn't mean that they wouldn't benefit from your program, but some of them already have the job, occupation, businesses and stuff like that. But those folks who are just getting out would be the key demographic target audience that you want to focus on, and that's the folks that you want to deal with.
Okay.
So thank you very much. Is there anything else you wish to discuss? Any questions, comments from anyone else in the committee? Well, you're welcome to remain and listen to our committee meeting if you do not wish to. Thank you very much, and I appreciate all that information.
Okay. Thank you so much. I appreciate you all's time, and I
Please
look forward
reach out
to
to
the
that
possibilities.
transition assistance
Yeah.
program. Please reach out to them.
Okay, will do.
Thank you.
Will do. Thank you so much. Have a great evening, everyone.
You
You too.
too, thank you.
Thank you.
Right. Okay. That was good. And I hope you get in contact with them because I tell you what, I mean, I went through that program. We all had to go through that program. And that would be like,
Yeah.
cool. I would like to go and just see what they have to offer. Okay,
Yeah.
do you want to order of business deferrals, additions and deletions? You want to add something?
Yeah, we had talked about the money stuff.
Okay, so it's under, is that old business? Because we talked about it last time.
What is it?
It's about the golf tournament?
Yeah.
We had the old business and new business.
It's not here.
Yeah, well, I know he's adding addition. Let's add it to. Want to make a motion to add it to, as an addition to 8 Delta?
Make a motion to add the Miami Lakes golf event to 8 Delta.
Second, Echo.
The B, C, D, A, B, C. Do I have a D in there?
Yeah,
Yes, I do. It'll be 8 Echo, yeah.
8
Echo. Yeah. Okay, golf tournament.
What is it called? The golf tournament?
Yes. Seconded by Pio. Shocker. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so we added that. All right, Isabella, I'm not gonna try to put you on the spot, but I'm gonna put you on the spot. You sent me an email kind of laying out things that we hadn't discussed. You want to go over that as we go through the items,
Right, I made notes to bring them up when
Cool,
we get to that,
fantastic,
so-
awesomeness. Okay, cool. All right, so let's take a look at the minutes from March. And just out of clarification on an issue that we discussed, the attendance rules go into effect as of this meeting, right? The new attendance.
The new, the second reading for council was in their April meeting.
Okay,
So I don't recall if you met before council or.
now, so it goes to this meeting.
Yes, I
Okay.
think you've met before, so it would be for this meeting.
All right. Any issues, concerns on the minutes?
I'll make a motion to approve the March minutes.
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Foreman, all those in favor?
Aye.
Old business, veterans banner, I submitted a change in the requirements, so we get away from any kind of privacy information. Because before we required a DD 214, and we will in only one circumstance. But I need a vote, so we changed the requirement where it's only requiring the VA service letter or the VA ID card. So I make a motion that we change the requirement that no longer requires a DD 214 to establish eligibility as a veteran for the banner application and only require a VA letter of service and or a VA copy of the VA ID card
Okay, second.
Or and,
or it should be
Or.
or.
Good catch.
Good catch.
sitting next to the head.
Or it should be or.
That's good. Yes.
So they both do the same thing.
Right.
Okay, so good catch. VA letter or VA ID card, or any VA ID card should be it. Any ID card. That's motion made by Mr. Piaio.
You moved. You
I
made a
moved it,
motion.
okay, seconded
You
by
made a
Mr.
motion.
Piaio. All those in favor?
Aye.
Now. I don't know if we've adopted this rule, Gary Cardenas brought it up, that he wants former residents of Miami Lakes or residents of Miami Lakes or Purple Heart recipients, even if they pass away, even if they no longer have any connection because they passed away, to have their banners remain up. But the only requirement I would have is I want to see their DD 214, make sure they are actual Purple Heart recipients. And that's the only exception I would have for DD 214, because I've ran into already 2 folks who said they were veterans and had Purple Hearts and they didn't. So,
Questions?
yes,
You say, how long does a person have to be a resident of Miami Lakes?
I mean, if they moved to Miami Lakes a month ago and they served in the military and they applied and then they die a month later, I think
What if they
So
moved,
here's-
what if they moved here 30 years ago, but they were in the service 50 years ago?
Yeah, but they have to have a Purple Heart.
they have to have a
No,
Purple
no,
Heart.
no, I thought you did, I'm sorry, I thought you said other than Purple Heart.
No, just Purple Heart.
And of course, because right under on A1, it says that the town wants to limit them to 100 beds. So, you get what I'm saying?
And I'm telling you, that's the,
And then.
I mean, and the town has made that a hard rule, really. has.
So,
So I make
maybe
sure,
a section
yeah,
in that same place where we're housing online for the Purple Heart with an explanation of what that means and how do you get
and
it.
their name's gonna be, if they're a resident and a Purple Heart recipient, they're gonna have their name on the wall, the Veterans Monument, and we're gonna probably indicate, something like Purple Heart recipient PA or
Right.
something like that underneath, so that way they know that we're a Purple Heart recipient.
It, has nothing, obviously, I'm not trying to
Yeah.
not say how important the Purple Heart is, it's just now, it's a limit of 100, you're never gonna have anyone else it's gonna get to the point where you're not gonna have
Yeah,
anyone.
we're gonna. Yeah, it's gonna get tough. It's gonna get tough. You're correct. So, all right. So I'll withdraw that motion and I withdraw that issue. Okay, the other thing is the town has been very hard about the 100 banners. And that's just the way it is. Yeah. Next is your status of proceeds disbursement.
Or banners still.
Okay.
So, for the deadline for next year, do you want it to remain like what it was this year, April 4th? Or do you want to change it for next year? Because right now it's,
How many banners do we have going up this year? How many have actually?
that's what I was gonna also talk to you about. Right now, we don't have any new ones because there are some repeats
Yeah.
in that list from that meeting.
Yeah.
So that's what I wanted to talk to you about
Okay.
new banners. Right now, we don't have any.
Right.
So,
Yeah, I mean that, and we shouldn't have any, because that list, when I went through it, a lot of repeats, I just reauthorized, those are, people reapplying. And the new ones, like I told you guys, when I went through the whole thing, they,
So,
I just submitted a driver's license, and, might as well, then, is,
yeah, but then
How many do we have approved going up this year?
that's the
that's
question.
what we're,
How many are, or when, how many went up, right? Because it was May that went up, right?
last year, I think it was,
they go from.
Oh, no, I mean, I'm sorry, yeah,
They go from.
my bad. My
Yeah.
thing is whole flipped.
Yeah, we're not quite,
We're
we just
May.
started in May.
Yeah, no, no,
You're
so
right,
this
you're
year,
right, yeah.
Yeah.
how many are going up?
that's what we talked
Yeah.
about. So we needed to bring it down to 100. And right now.
How many would we have right now?
I believe you are 105, 110.
Oh, okay, Larry's goes off, Federal's goes off,
You're.
Colonel Bill goes off.
But you're over 100.
mine gets set on fire.
So we need to know which ones are going.
We're
on, so
under-
we
under-
picked
Do
up.
we have Frontera?
Sorry?
Frontera?
That's, I don't
have
think
to- I think
that's the
This is
right
not,
way.
this is not the right time to do this, I think, okay, so
Um,
we got 115 and we have to have 100, is that what you're saying?
105, no?
105 or
Yeah.
100?
I don't know the exact amount in the storage, so I'll check on that number for you, but either way, they have to be reduced to 100. The deadline for them to pick it up is May 12th. To get them installed, right? Like
Okay,
we've been
so
saying, So,
I make a motion to create a subcommittee that will meet to go through the banner list. Do we have a banner list?
you
So
have the physical banners.
We have to go through the physical banners.
what criteria is gonna apply to removing the 15 people?
Yeah, we need to have.
Five, it's five.
The number isn't definite yet.
Well, whatever,
So,
but there should
but
be
there
a
is the
standard
whole-
criteria, so no one can say
Yes,
they picked me for whatever reason. So it should be, if it's torn, or if it should be a standard criteria, because honestly, it's ridiculous that they're forcing our hand like this in a matter of less than 2 weeks.
Well,
well,
it's not a matter of 2 weeks. We have been saying this for
Yeah.
the past, right? So,
I'm sorry, I didn't know that. I didn't
So
see,
it's-
I hadn't seen.
right
anything
now,
else.
the veteran banners are going into the high school graduate banners. There's less high school graduate banners because of the over
Okay.
100 flagpole space. That's what
Yeah.
we're trying to do.
I bet.
Yeah.
yeah,
so
you
the
gotta
reality-
realize the high school banners are paid.
Yeah, I get it. Well, I know what you like. But okay, but I don't think that changes that. It should be a objective standard applied.
Well, no, I think we should do, from what I've seen is the actual standards that we have not really been adhered to, It's either the veterans of resident of Miami Lakes, or the veterans' immediate family members of resident of Miami Lakes, like mom, father, sister, brother, spouse. I've seen nephews, nieces, and cousins go up, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or the person is, employed by the town of Miami Lakes or owns a business in Miami Lakes, not just works in Miami Lakes, owns a business in Miami Lakes. Or they're a member of a veterans organization in Miami Lakes, like American Legion Force, so they're doing things for the town of Miami Lakes. Volunteer wise, and I think if we apply the rules as written, we will probably get rid of about 15 folks, because I know we have some nieces and nephews up there.
And how would you make that determination?
Well,
Is
that's
in the
what I
application?
need, what kind of database do we have? Do we have the database that tells us that what their nexus is to Miami Lakes, who applied and what their relationship is?
Yeah, we have the Google forms and then I shared with you all, that's what that spreadsheet was, right? All the data I pulled from those forms, and then I also sent you all that link to the paper applications from the early stages. So you have all the data, it's a matter of,
Going through the data.
right,
All right, so let's do this. Let's have a subcommittee to kind of I'm going to ask Isabella to resend that information to those who are gonna be on the subcommittee. I'll be on the subcommittee. I'm going to review it and pick out those who do not, if we have the data, do not have to get here strictly through rules. And then we'll vote on, and I'll say why they did not adhere to the rules, and then we'll vote on, removing them from the banner stuff. And notifying,
We've gone up more of it, so.
yeah, notifying them, and letting them know. But like I said before, they will be going on the website, the Veterans of Miami Lakes, even though they probably should never have had a banner.
And
Um,
if, I think that it will definitely be, meet that 100 mark.
think so.
If we do that, but let's say it doesn't, do we have to figure out a different way to get to that 100? If
Well,
it
that's a good
still
point.
doesn't cut it, do we have to make that decision?
Should we look at folks, removing folks who are deceased?
Or putting them on-
Yeah, they're gonna be online. They're all gonna be online. On Veterans of Miami Lakes, they're all gonna be online. But should we be removing those who have passed away and just have their presence be online?
Maybe we should go through the list,
No.
see what we have, and then we'll.
Yeah, but
This is only, if it doesn't.
Yeah,
The problem is we have
We don't have time.
We
It's
got
a time.
2 weeks.
I'll help you do it. Let's go through the list, see what we have, and then we have to go to the dead people to do that.
Yeah, but you have to
We have to make the rule now.
make the rule now. Whatever it is, it could be whatever, people whose names end with the letter R, whatever.
Well, okay, so I would say, that the motion is that we have the rule adhered strictly.
Right.
And also to remove those who were residents of Miami Lakes but have passed away, and that they can be now in the website, and no longer have their banner up.
Make a motion,
I just made.
second.
So we're gonna apply, just
I'm
so,
sorry, Pedro.
the motion is to apply whatever the standard is,
The
because
standard.
it's changed
That's
100 times,
Yeah.
the standard. And then if we still don't meet the limit or the cap of 100, remove, okay, but then how do we pick the deceased? Is it from the,
Well, the thing is, how do we know they're dead?
yeah, what's,
I mean,
I assume you guys do that, because then what do we do with that?
I know some that have passed away.
I know one, that's why I asked for.
Yeah, I know,
Adela.
yeah, I know
That's gonna be-
several that passed away, I think. I know 1 or 2. So what I could do is, volunteer, because Gary will know more.
Yeah, I was gonna say that to you.
So Gary's up,
Gary will know.
he reads the obituaries every day, Gary.
Yeah.
Yeah, so,
Cause what if another criteria could be, what I was asking him was, do all of these people still live in Miami Lakes? Cause what if there's another point of just saying, maybe there's some of them that no longer live here?
It's work to find out, that's the problem, because we don't have any, we don't.
Well,
have
that's why we put that thing that you have to reapply to.
yeah,
How many people we applied though?
we had 24.
Yeah, so obviously we did a bad job of getting the word out.
Yeah,
well,
but then they'll
actually,
be
not
gone
bad.
next
I mean,
year.
we just got the word out. I mean, it just happened just last month. To
Right,
get
so-
24 is pretty good.
But that's not
That's
the
almost a
point.
quarter.
That's not the point. The point is that rule moving forward is where it's gonna give you space, right?
Right.
Because you have to reapply and reapply and reapply and
Exactly
reapply.
right.
So it's not,
Yeah.
oh, we only got 24. It's moving forward, you might get 30 dropping off or 40 dropping off, and that'll give you space too.
And plus 24. If we only have 100 banners, 24 is 1/4, and it's
That's
only
good.
been 2 months.
Yeah.
So that's 24, we don't have to vet, so that limit.
No, that they reapplied,
Exactly.
So,
It's
Right, so you have the criteria right there and then
Right.
boom, then, yeah, there you go.
it's okay, so, all right,
Standard
So-
and then I think that is fine.
yeah, standard and death, I think, will be pretty good, because the standard is you gotta be a resident of Miami Lakes, so if they move away, they're no
Mhm.
longer a
Okay.
resident, yeah.
So when do you wanna have the subcommittee meeting?
So let's move for the standard first.
Let's move
You
to
move.
standard, so. I
So
move.
let's get a second, whoever,
We got
Kendall,
Larry.
No,
Larry?
Larry,
Okay,
second. All those in favor?
Aye.
all right,
So now we have the standard. Now let's talk about the subcommittee meeting.
well, let's move for a subcommittee.
I make a motion to have a subcommittee meeting. What day do we have open in May before we have to make a decision?
The 12th is the deadline, right?
For, yeah, A3 visual to pick up the banners.
Do it Monday, you do it very soon, you don't have any time.
Yeah.
Got Mother's Day coming.
Yeah, we got Tuesday, we got Tuesday.
I'm going out of town the 11th, no, the 10th, I'm not out.
You gonna miss Beauty Day?
Judy Day's a
I
tenth.
have-
Wait, Judy Day is a
It's
Saturday, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's on.
Yes.
Is that ten? We should be not the name? What about the name?
When's Mother's Day?
Friday.
Friday night?
Well,
That's two.
how about six?
I'm not going to work on,
I
Well,
can postpone it, I'll be here
We
Tuesday.
got anything?
the 6th. There's nothing.
Okay, so let's do it on the
Six?
sixth, yeah,
Okay.
Tuesday.
But,
I'll be sure.
for the town clerk, we usually require the agenda for at least 3 days in advance.
So by the third? From the
The
subcommittee?
weekends doesn't count, yes. Even
Okay.
for a subcommittee, there has to be, even it's one thing. For
Stone
the
rolls
meeting
that or
schedule,
something?
there's nothing on the 7th though, the Wednesday.
Okay,
if
so
that
let's do
works.
Wednesday, we do Wednesday?
You're gonna have to.
Yeah, cause I'm trying to make sure we can, if someone wants to take
Can
Thursday
you
off.
print out the data for us, so we can just have the papers make marks on?
She will.
could it be?
Yeah,
I
email
think-
it to us again, please, and that way I can go through it, and that way we can have an expedited meeting, I can kind of tell you what I found.
What day is it final? So you're moving?
Wednesday, May 7th, time?
Could it be before 3?
What
That's what I
time?
have to know.
If it, or it's up to you all, you want
Yeah, what
6:30, 6?
What time, will
Usual.
work for you guys?
I mean,
I think it'll be a pretty quick meeting, to be honest with you.
if you said, I can, I mean, obviously, I don't know like all the other stuff, but I can help you go through the forms and like highlight stuff as well. You know,
Yeah,
like if they're not here or whatever, I don't, I don't know about if they
We-
earned that.
we have
medal or
to,
not.
we have to basically pull 15, so we do it from the list, and then, so you can
What
look at the
time do you want it?
application.
Also ask if the physical banners can be delivered in that room to help with the decision as well, to pick through them. So,
Are they in any kind of order, they're just the way they hung them, they took them down and piled them up?
The email is the military banner spreadsheet.
Yeah,
yes, there was, I think, maybe 201.
Okay, so about 6:30 again?
6:30?
6:30, May 7th.
So I'm just sending you
Not gonna
the
be here.
agenda.
I'm gonna do that tonight.
Yeah.
I'll do it tonight.
They can publish
Yeah, I just clicked on the link and it said it's expired.
that link, okay, yeah. It probably had a 2-week type of thing. for it
All right, so
to-
the motion on the table is to make a
Subcommittee.
subcommittee to go through the banners, May 7th, that's 18:30.
Second,
Mr. Pio, all those in favor?
aye.
And then members of the subcommittee is gonna be myself, Mr. Pio,
Hey,
Larry, you gonna be there?
Before 3.
Anybody else wants to be there?
You volunteer?
If it was before 3, I
I'll be
could.
there, I can be there, yeah,
So
next
the email
Wednesday,
you sent
6:30, I should be able to make it, if anything, I'm a little bit late just because of kids pickup and stuff, but I'll make it.
All right, thank
Okay.
you.
I'll do my not research, but I'll go through it before.
Yeah, I'll go through it too, and, hopefully we can go through it pretty quick. All right, thank you. Anything else about banners?
So to approve the expense for installation, delivery and all of that, I have the quote here. The total amount is $8,490.
Wow.
For
It's-
delivery, pickup and installation?
And
And
breakdown-
removal?
Yes, all
Oh,
of that
okay.
at once. And it's Memorial Day weekend, so that's why it's also.
$8,000, how much?
$8,409.
And we have that in our budget?
For the, I believe in your banner, you have.
Yeah, 12,000
We have
bucks.
more than.
Yeah. All right, so I make a motion to approve the cost for the banners to be placed, removed, and stored.
Second.
Second by Mr. Dial.
I already had to put it down.
All those in favor?
I-
Aye,
Wait
that
for you to
passes.
say something.
What else?
Okay, so for those not approved, do you like that amount that
Yes, I
contacted you
already
about-
responded
You
to it.
responded to her?
Yeah, and I'll put
Okay.
this on the record.
And we'll return the banner to the person or whoever.
Well, no, I mean, they never had a banner. So we got a request from, Mrs. Maria Gonzalez, her son, they're residents of Hialeah. And, live in the town of Hialeah, the whole family's from Hialeah. Her son was on, a mission in this peacetime in Colombia, and, I think it was a training mission with the Colombians. And his aircraft crashed and he died. He was in the Air Force. I know, cause I volunteer with the city of Hialeah's Veterans Committee. That they have a banner for him in Hialeah, and he's on the memorial wall of Hialeah. And he's also on the wall of heroes in the Miami International Airport. She submitted a request. It was through a family friend who lives in Miami Lakes, and I sent her an email because she requested, because I recommended when we voted on it, I recommended no, because there was no nexus to Miami Lakes. I mean, it's a tragic story, it's a horrible story, and I wish the answer could be otherwise, but we have a limit of 100. So I sent her an email letting her know what the rules are, the standards are. And that we only have a limit of 100. And, I also told her that I only recommend to the city council and the mayor's office. And she has every right to contact them, and if they wish to modify that rule, they can always modify that rule, but as the rules stand, that's what it is. And she was very thankful. She thanked me for my consideration and taking a look at it, and she understands, I forwarded that email chain to Isle. Because Isle was giving me a heads up that way. I told her, FYI, and this should be public record. Because she was basically asking me in official capacity to committee.
Mhm.
I'll send it to you as
Yes.
well as Billy. So
Yes.
that way we can make sure it's part of the public record.
Right, so I guess the question is, in the case of, whether, reaching out or somebody else about their banner, does the committee want to have some type of message for those people if they didn't meet the requirements, or how would you?
Well, I mean,
Moving forward.
I think, if they wish to contact me and do it the way they did it,
Okay,
that's fine, I'll let them know what I recommended and why.
okay.
There's a personalized answer for each one, not just a word.
Mhm.
Some of them, it's, it's always a different issue, like I said, someone just submitted a driver's license, and
Right, that's
need
what I
a
was
little
gonna
bit
say.
more,
There should be like, I'm not saying, you said a very specific case, but I'm saying generally, right? Shouldn't there be at the minimum a standard response like that one instead of no driver's, like you submitted a driver's license, that you didn't meet the application requirements.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah.
Obviously, something more nuanced, but there should be at least a standard response that can be sent from the committee, right?
I think so. And, one thing we can, maybe do is, I can draft up one of those. Because some of it was, you provided no proof of service, you provided no connection to Miami
Right.
Lakes.
Right.
I think it could be as simple as a list of the requirements and saying you failed to provide, and then I just check that off, and then that's it. I think when the mother of someone who lost somebody, then
No, of course,
you
of course.
do something else, but that's not a bad idea.
Especially if it's someone applying for themselves.
Yeah, so let me draft something, so you guys can chop it and see, and then we can vote on it. Because I know you two will chop whatever I draft, so. All right,
Did you
okay,
mention something?
anything else?
Okay, so we approve these. Okay, that's it for me on banners, all right.
Well, you mentioned something earlier on banners about moving a date.
The application date. Oh, right, sorry, there is one thing, thank you for reminding me. So for the banner application, it's the same one on the website that you all can search up, but for this year, applications must be received by April 4th, 2025. So do we want to change the date for next year or keep it the same?
I think earlier,
Because now you're gonna have to jump through these hurdles.
yes, I concur. Yeah, I'd say March 1st.
March
So,
1st.
Are you making a motion for March 1st?
I am.
Okay.
I second that motion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, so March 1st is the new deadline. Yeah, because otherwise,
Yeah.
we're gonna go through the same hassle in 2 weeks. Okay. Status, next issue, status of proceeds disbursement. I followed up, we had the quarterly chairs meeting, and I asked the town manager about what's the status on the veterans. Fund. And he said that we need to approve $4,000 additional monies, and I went back and I go, we already gave you $28,000. And the purchase order, the procurement order is a $32 thing. And I was told by the town council members that they approved $8,000. So we should be there. I have got a response from Jeremy, and I'm just gonna read it right into the record, because I haven't, this is the first I read it. Okay, so what I'm saying is that what I'm reading is apparently the town council did not approve any funding of this. Is that correct? Because I'm gonna just read it into the record. Bill, I hope this email finds you well. As the town manager had mentioned, I left notice on my voicemail some minutes ago. There's a little misunderstanding of what amount of money account for the memorial and how much of the total design work, et cetera. As of last month's regular council meeting, the committee has $32,900 in our 5K funds. Carry forward of $12,000 from the previous year that was anticipated for the memorial, and $20,000 from the fund balance. Carry over in fund balance. I don't know why we only have 20,000 in fund balance, but okay. And then the total work order amount for design was 36,000 as shown in the attachment. However, I mentioned that we may be able to save up to approximately $4,000 dealing with permitting issues. So in order to move forward, we need the council to approve $4,000 from the Veterans 5K Fund to the Veterans Committee account, making the accounts 36,000 in order for the work order to be paid. What impact would that have on the other things we're doing, the scholarship? And are you CC'd on this email?
Yes, I am CC'd. So that would cause a reestimate of your percentages.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah.
Looks like it's gonna impact everything else, you know, what we are. Okay, so. I'm going to forward this to some town council members and the mayor and figure out what's exactly going on, because I was told one thing. You know, we raised 28,000, and I'm trying to figure out.
So the 4,000, is that what he's saying about he may be able to save that amount by
Yes.
going with town staff? So this is to have it in the account for the design. Instead of, if he is not able to save that 4,000, then you would not be able to cover that cost.
Yeah, one thing I do know about government is if you give them the money, they'll spend the money. So I'm not gonna give them the money, until I find out from the council members and the mayor what exactly happened. So anyway, and
Sorry about that.
basically, no worry. We're asking for an additional $4,000 to cover the staff and for handling permitting and bid assistance. They could be able to save it, but they want us to obligate it, just in case they do have to pay themselves for permitting, and they do have to pay themselves for in-house.
Water?
No, I might have to leave.
Yeah, no worries. Anyhow, what I'm gonna do is let's defer voting on that. Because I'm going to go back with a request for information on that, and let me move forward to things we have to vote on.
Along the proceeds of disbursement from Ranger Run, there needs to be a motion of reallocation to the grants and aids item for the donation box that you all want to do. There's never an official motion.
All right, so we need a motion to reallocate how much?
So you need $8,020 for both American Legion and the Fishing for America's Fund.
So
Those are
each?
two checks.
So 2 checks, 8,000 each?
No, for one check, because the amount that you have here listed is the same amount you all want to
Yeah,
do, right? That's what you motioned for, the 7,000.
thousand
Yeah,
five hundred twenty for the American Legion, I
Right.
think, and we gave the fishing people like $700 or something,
You motioned for 500,
$500.
right, but we need this motion to cut those checks.
Okay.
Right,
So I make a motion to move $8,020 to the grants and aid budget line budget line.
from which line item?
Which one did you say, from the 5K,
From five.
from the 5K?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, anything else?
No, next is Judy Day.
Tree Day,
Um,
where are we at?
So,
Let's do this.
right, so I have some printed invitations if you all wanna, spread the word. The main thing is the sign, so our marketing and visual specialist drafted up this sign, it has your bio QR code. So
That's
this
really
is
nice.
that temporary sign that we can have, but there needs to be discussion on what the permanent sign is for the tree. Because this would be more of what they usually do for tree dedications, that kind of cardboard.
Okay, I think just her name and the QR code, because you click on the QR code, you'll see her picture and everything else.
Yes.
So I make a motion that the permanent sign just be her name and a QR code.
Second.
Seconded by Mr.
Well,
Piaio.
we can do the permanent as a QR code, because you remember that email I sent for, right, so all of the tree dedications in Miami Lakes has like the brick with the name, which is like long lasting, it's the same as the weather and all of that. We don't do the QR codes because we would have to change all the tree dedications in the past and moving forward.
Yeah, we're planning to do that. We have a project that's gonna be going with the Girl Scouts. We already have that with the 902. We already briefed the town council on that.
All the tree dedications.
All the tree dedications at veteran parks. And we're gonna try to expand it to Roberto Alonso.
Mhm.
That way we don't do bricks anymore, because bricks are meaningless. It's a meaningless name on a brick. I don't know who half these people are,
Mhm.
and I've been a 50-plus-year resident. Well,
Okay.
except for my 38 years that way.
Okay, let me talk to the player cell for communications, because I don't know if she knows about the Girl Scout project that you're all doing.
Yeah,
Because when I brought up the QR
that was briefed in my last, town council brief.
Okay,
But did, I don't want to go down a route, but didn't we talk about like the scam?
Yeah, but we decided,
Oh, okay.
we decided that there's no better option right now. We're not too worried about that.
Chair, if we can just move all the motions so we can vote.
Yes.
okay, for the sign, so for this, do you all approve this being like a temporary sign
Yes.
for the
Yeah.
tree? Okay,
Yes.
so we need to approve a cost for this, so I can put in the order.
Okay, for that
Um,
temporary sign? What-
Yeah.
what will we expect? No more than $150, no more than
No,
100?
yeah, it shouldn't be.
A motion that we approve the sign, the temporary sign, an amount to not to exceed $100.
Second.
Second, by Mr. Pio, all those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, how are we doing on the actual ceremony? We're looking good?
Yes, you all had the program from the last meeting. We had the national anthem singer. I do not know if you want to do like a gift card or something like
Yes.
that, as you've done in the past.
Yes.
So you'll have to do a motion for that.
Okay, a motion for the national anthem singer to get a gift card of what? Honorary of what, $50?
We're saying $100.
$100? Wow, that's gonna be the highest earning 2-minute singer.
I'm with you, man, $50.
$50.
$50 Chipotle card, man.
Everything's like so expensive.
Yeah.
2 minutes?
Yeah, 50 is good, yeah, I mean, it's true.
Yeah, $50. I'm making a motion.
That's
for
better than buying
$50.
us a cigarette.
It better be Pavarotti if I'm gonna spend
Yeah,
that.
second.
Second by PIO.
I want that,
Go get it.
switch.
Yeah.
All those in favor?
Aye.
What's a Visa type?
Yeah, Visa type,
Okay.
$50 for the 2 minute song of the national anthem.
Well, it's gonna be 50 and change if it's.
Right.
So I would say like Chipotle or something that that doesn't have to be Chipotle, but when I'm saying 50, it's 50. Because the Visa card is not 50, it's
Well, you
54.95.
For, yeah, more, cause
More.
again.
Okay, so I
it'd be
say,
like 55 motion.
Yeah,
make a motion for $55.
there you go.
Visa
Yeah.
gift card, seconded by
Second.
Mr. Piaio, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, moving right along, the Veterans of Miami Lakes, making a motion to approve site development, and I was told there was no additional cost.
Right, there's no cost, we just need, pictures of the banners.
Right.
So I don't know if you have copies of the proofs, I reached out to the company, but haven't gotten
I don't have
an
any,
answer yet, you don't.
no,
Okay.
I mean, you know who had them? Jonathan,
Yeah.
so if you can contact Jonathan and see if he can show you where the link is, I'm sure it's,
I never want to use.
I don't think called the shred company. Always tell him, yeah. Shred it in
Well,
some
I have
freaking,
his number, but it's
hard
like-
drive.
That was probably his
Yeah.
employee email, which is no longer like I can't access that, so I'll have to. Okay, so you don't have proofs, that's
Well,
what
the
my
good,
question was.
the good news is nothing's ever dead when it's in the computer world, so what they'll find is, just gotta ask Jonathan, I'm sure he saved it in some hard drive or some, not the hard drive, some cloud thing. All right,
So that motion, you move, Pedro second,
Yes.
yes,
all in favor?
Aye.
okay, so so we have the site development, we're going to develop a subcommittee, that'll be the next agenda item to go through this and create this Veterans of Miami Lakes website, so that'll be next one. All right, now Memorial Day,
Um,
uh,
We need the event request form again for Memorial,
okay,
like what you did for the tree
do that
dedication.
right after this meeting. Is there anything we need to vote on that, so we can
Yes.
get that out of here?
Reallocation of funds to the Memorial Day line item, and then a
Yes.
motion for how much money is being allocated to the event.
All we really need is pay the honoraria.
What about the bugle player? We talked to Judy about.
Oh, yeah, and the bugle player. Honoraria for that, so Judy apparently is gonna take care of that, so basically need $200.
Okay.
So I make a motion to allocate funding, what account number do we have?
How much money?
$200.
Second.
Wait.
Wait.
Well, we have to figure out the account number.
Yeah,
We have the money in the tribute. Well, we have the plaques and trees purchased.
The
Well, have we used it all?
the tree was, what did I say last time, 1,500, you just motioned for the sign to be 100, which is probably gonna be less. There shouldn't be any other, also the gift card.
So what are we left with?
300, more or less.
Okay, so let's use the tree and black line item. I make a motion to use the $200 from the tree and black
Okay.
to fund the Memorial Day
As long as you use it.
ceremony fund.
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Piaio,
All in favor?
all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Okay.
So now to motion. Okay, so you motioned for the reallocation, so that means, 200 dedicated to this event, so now the motions for national anthem singer. The trumpet.
Oh, the honoraria.
player, and Judy mentioned maybe giving a gift card to Mr. Guzman, who's helped provide the students. I
Okay,
don't know if you all want to do that or not.
all right, so let's do, because we got $200, let's do $50 for each one.
So there's 4,
Yeah, there's
There's
three,
three.
three,
so 70,
55 or
60.
but it's gonna be 55 for each one, so I make a motion that we allocate $55 for $5 each.
About 65.
So 165.
Yeah, 65 is 180,
Oh,
195, right? 65.
Okay, all right, so we're making a motion for 65?
Oh, it might still be 60. My point is it's the same
Yeah.
issue, right?
So,
Right, you
okay,
don't have to use the 200 that you.
yeah, we don't have to
allocate,
actually use
right,
all,
so-
Oh,
Yeah.
I see.
So
No,
we can
this
use
is
it,
just
I
the
say
one-
we keep 50, that way we don't get the
Yeah,
national
yeah,
anthem.
yeah,
thing.
yeah, I got you, I
Why I
got you.
get 50 here and 60 there?
Right, so.
Let's keep it, make it 55
Each.
each, so I make a motion for $55 each.
Second.
To be
Who's the third person? Guzman, you said?
Yes.
Mr.
from
Guzman,
my-
the trumpet player, and the national anthem,
All right.
Yeah.
to be given as a Visa gift card. All those in favor?
Aye.
Right, that motion passes. And,
Any motions in B?
Veterans Family Scholarship Program,
Um,
have we put up the website application yet?
Yes, you all should have gotten that link. I
Yeah.
think it was on my email. So we did the updates that you sent me. We've had one so far, which was a reapplication, which you all motioned.
Oh, yeah, we knew that person was gonna
Lord,
jump
it's-
on.
No, the kids will not, the kids will not be applying this year. I got the inside information.
Yeah, they had a windfall. Okay, so that's good, that's good. Moving on, golf tournament.
I know we'll get the end, but soon.
But is there
I do-
gonna be a motion or not?
The motion,
Because I'm already super.
no, I don't think, do you need anybody to vote on anything?
Well, let me just run our guy in 3 minutes. Can you do 3 minutes?
Let's go.
I did some research on what it takes to run a golf tournament.
Setting the standard.
And I wanna. This is just some notes that I took. I had a couple of things. I had a meeting with, I told, Fred about it, Semra. And Fred invited me to his office, and he was really generous, without even talking about it, he goes, I really want to help you with this. Right away, he volunteered a hole in one club. He volunteered sponsorships. He volunteered to have, goodie bags, and he just volunteered a whole lot of things.
So it sounds like he's gonna be, what they call
It's-
the sponsor, the,
Well, he's
Platinum
well, there's gonna be more than one, and the idea of this is, I wanna raise as much money on this as we did for the run.
yeah, but you know how we had like headquarters Toyota as the primary platinum
Yeah.
sponsor for our
Yeah.
5K is.
Well,
is
this is
Fred
going to
saying
be
want
different, this is going to be different,
All
and I didn't promise Fred anything, I just told Fred that, it's really great, I can't wait to tell the committee about it. So we have a lot of
Okay.
time to talk.
Go
about
ahead,
it.
go ahead, go ahead.
Okay, other things we need to talk about, a lot of these items that we need, and I have some estimates I'll give you. There's probably going to be upfront spending, deposits on the golf course, things that we're gonna have to put money up. It may be necessary to put that money up before our money comes in, or make promissories on that. But it's because there's other expenses. I've put a list out here of a lot of things that we need to do, and my goal is, I also have one that we just did here. My goal is to have the subcommittee meet for all these expenses, estimate about, what it's going to be, and go ahead and get the packages, the fundraising packages set up for you, for the golf, and start moving those right away. The amount of people right now, the excitement we have about this is unbelievable. Everybody wants to back the veterans. Everybody wants to help us with our park. I think we can raise $50,000-$60,000 on this.
Wow.
And, and that's without exaggeration. That's real money.
Mhm.
Fred's last event that he did, and it's just one of these minor events, they raised $10,000 just like that with no problem. We also were invited to come.
I'm gonna give you a big group, a good group. Go to the next meeting with the Chamber of
I'm a
Commerce.
member of the Chamber of Commerce. We're already
Go
going.
to the meeting and you're gonna raise it there. I'm very sure.
I'm already a member there, and we're already gonna be there, and we wanna do a presentation. And I
Go
wanna
next
talk-
Wednesday.
And I was gonna talk to Bill about possibly doing a presentation about
All
what.
right, we'll do it, we'll do it.
It's, it's.
Do we have a location yet?
Okay, we do tentatively. I spoke
How
to
about the
John.
Miami Lakes Golf Course, once they finish it?
That's exactly what we want to have.
Because it is
Didn't I
Miami
didn't I
Lakes.
send you a copy of the email with John Reed?
I'm asking you, I'm giving you softball questions, I know the
Thank you.
answers.
It's awesome. But anyway, there's a lot to cover. I don't want to go into all of it right now. It's a complicated issue. It's a lot of things to be done. It's every bit as complicated as the reindeer run.
Yeah.
One of the benefits of this is it's done on private property. We don't have to hire police. We don't have to have special permits.
We have Richichi there. She's a granddaughter of Grant. He got a lot of power. Just say yes, don't worry about it.
And she is the public
I
affairs.
put a couple
person.
examples, in the back of this folder.
Really good.
And I'm also going to give you continued supply. Keep the folders because we're talking about events that's 7, 8 months away. I'm going to continue to give you information of what's going on.
I think, this is good. I think what I want to develop when we go visit the Chamber of Commerce, Larry, is how they can be, how these different levels of sponsorship goes, like on the William B. Graham Golf Tournament. How they have the Bronze Eagle sponsor, hole and tee sponsor, hole in one or tee sponsor, breakfast sponsor, beverage sponsor. All those kind of things,
When the president, we probably give you $1,000 or $2,000.
and that way
We're asking for 7,000.
the chamber folks can have something to put money to. You know what I'm talking about? So we'll talk about this, Larry, later on, since we have to get going.
Well, there's a lot involved. I want to get the subcommittee going. If anyone's volunteer for the subcommittee.
But yeah, make a motion to have the subcommittee be created, but go ahead.
Yes, so this is a new event for you all, so like any new event has. to-
Yes, I have to get approved from council.
Exactly, so I don't recommend doing subcommittees and doing all this planning beforehand.
Right.
Well, we need to know.
But
what's
have
in-
a good idea of what it is. that
We
your
need to know
presentation-
what it's about, and what's entailed, what the liabilities
So
are.
I guess what I need to know, and we'll talk about it, Larry, in order for me to brief council is, when do we expect to do the first tournament?
Mhm.
And
If we want to book in Miami Lakes, and they're excited, John, they're excited to have it.
Yeah, so we'll look at it.
They are. If we want to do that, they're looking to open up in November.
No,
And they want us there, and we will probably be one of their first events. Right now, the Grams are doing an event in a couple of weeks, and they're only, they're doing an event now because they don't want to wait.
Well, Camry Coleman hasn't been.
November,
Tournament
December is probably.
is that realistic to be able to pull
Probably,
this off by
yeah.
November?
November would be ideal, December might be difficult because we got the reindeer run
No,
going.
no, I
on.
mean, December will be, because the Reindeer Run is our key event.
If
And we
you,
would have to move into January.
if I may, before I leave, you don't want two big events,
Back to back.
because you're gonna kill your sponsors.
Exactly.
So you might
Yeah.
want it like Reindeer Run, and then maybe in the spring where it's not too hot.
Now, the corporate, it's a difference with golfing events. Corporate event golfers, corporate event golfers, they're happy to get their team out there, their buddies, get out there, smoke a
It
cigar.
will be a different target audience.
No, they're a different audience altogether. And
Okay, so, but I also want to be realistic, because, I don't want the golf course to be just finished and look like trash.
oh, it won't be, believe me, they're spending $18 million doing this golf course. It will
So,
not look like trash.
okay, so
This is going
what I want to
be-
do is, I gotta brief the committee, the council on it, so, I will get with you, Isabella, once I have all the details from Larry. So I can have a brief that answers all the questions as to when, where,
When do you want to brief the council? When do you plan on doing
as soon as I know all the information and get all the information from you. So
That's
we'll,
amazing.
it? I won't be able to give you the exact date until.
well, I got your email, so I can contact John directly and figure out things and, see what's going on.
Well, I kind of wanted to do that a little bit differently. I kind of hope to go through the Grams and have the group, because they're the ones that own the course. And John is the manager for them, and I think if they can give us a little influence on that,
Well,
it might be helpful.
then, I see Stu every once in a while.
Okay.
So, I'll let him know. Okay, motion to adjourn.
Second,
Question, what time do you want us at Mary Collins for Memorial Day?
Memorial Day, I think it's at 10
Is
o'clock.
that-
Yeah,
9:30?
but what time do you want us to?
Oh,
show up and-
that's a good one. I say we show up at 09, that way we make sure it's set up. We're gonna have stuff and stuff for that. It's a Mary Collins event, right?
Right.
Mhm.
That.
Oh, yeah, I gotta do this one. So, yeah, show up at 09.
Are we doing food? Are we doing anything? Are we,
I'm gonna try to see if I can get somebody sponsor something, and then we can at least on.
is someone going to come in and set up the room? Is there any plans for that? And what's the deal? Do we have the room? Is it reserved? Is it going to be open?
See, you know.
Bye.
As soon as you can,
Do we-
okay.
I am, there's a lot of
Okay,
stuff.
I'll send it to you
Thank you.
tomorrow. Have the, for example, the
Yeah.
tray, the
See, I-
three of those trays would be nice.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know
I wanna
what,
see
I don't know,
you.
I guess you got to handle, but we had everything all set up.
Yeah.
If you have a room layout in mind, there's a piece in that packet where you can kind of.
Yeah, we had the room laid out, we had the double room, we had the podium, we had that all set up, we had the intercom system.
Mhm.
The speaker, whatever you call it, we had that, we had music in the background set up, we had the Bob Bless American music and stuff playing throughout it. We had the different, the different people, well, this Bill's gonna do this by himself this year, except for the reading of the,
No, I mean, it's a committee thing, right? So it's
Well,
not me by
I
myself.
mean, but you're going basically, but the reading of the, have you chosen anybody to read the,
I'm gonna pick whatever veterans are there, you know, basically that's what we do last time, you know.
well, what we did last time, so it really went well, I passed it all out ahead of time, and asked the guys to practice reading it, so when they got up there, they weren't stumbling around. I also printed it up in
That's a good
large
idea.
print form, I also printed it up in large print form, so they could just buzz right
Yeah,
through it.
all of them are in large print form, I created it that way too.
I like to read one,
Go ahead. We'll
I'm
do
the
it that
army
way.
guy.
Yeah, it'd be the army guy.
You know, I'm not that guy.
That'll break down $85 an hour. We're gonna be doing it ourselves. Am I looking at tables? How many tables we need? I think we need 4. There's 100.
We had 150 people there last year, and there wasn't enough places to sit down.
I don't know if we're gonna have that many, but
Did we advertise the event anywhere? We put it up online?
The Memorial Day event?
Yeah.
We have it on our website, we've been posting it on social media.
That's basically what we did last year, right?
and we had
I was
food.
in
We had
the
food
last
from
year.
who did we have food from last year?
Peter got it.
Peter, you got
I
that?
got it from Sergio, I think. I'm gonna try, I will see if I can get somebody that sponsors something.
All
We
right.
don't need too much, you know. Let's see, I'm gonna try. But I did Saturday, last Saturday, 26th was good. I got 195 people. It was good. With the American,
Sounds good.
Gary might got maybe about 3 grand. Yeah,
It's nice.
So we're all okay with, besides that one that you mentioned, Bill, with the program, anything else you all need for the actual event? Anything missing? Okay, we have national anthem and presentation of colors confirmed. QR code's all set up, so.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah, we'll just do that and, we're gonna offer, I mean, it's gonna be a pretty quick ceremony. The reading's a long part.
Right,
And then if we have a little bit of food, it doesn't have to be fancy. It could be, you know, it could be pastelitos,
well, I was thinking, you know, if I can get maybe a couple $100, we can buy, you know, probably has a tray that we buy for the American Legion.
Yeah,
That is small sandwiches.
yeah.
They cost like $30, I think, or something.
Yeah.
So 2 of those 3 a tray, that'd be nice.
You know what, when do we have our next American Legion meeting, do you know?
The 10th, no, the third, the
Yeah, May
10th.
10th, the May
The
10th,
10th.
yeah, and Judy Day.
Well, it's
I'm
gotta
gonna
be-
postpone, I'm gonna be there, I'll leave. that
Yeah,
there.
so what I'll do, we'll just approve the expenditure for the Memorial Day ceremony for the Legion will pay for the sandwiches.
Okay.
We'll, you know, we'll put in $400.
Well, he has some money, I just got it from the other event. I'm just waiting for Renee's $2,500.
Yeah.
So we only have to pay out of that, it's 500, so Gary's
Yeah,
gonna got.
yeah, we get about $400, $500 to buy us sandwiches and we'll be good. and
Yeah,
everybody
that'd
can
be
have a little
enough,
fun.
that's sure.
All right,
This is one, my background, Greg, I can
would
tell you
anyone
that
like
Greg
these?
invited me to the office,
Invite
I
the
made a
office,
question
Greg.
there.
No, that's it.
You know, he rattled out every before I get the question, I get the answer.
I'll leave them on the
Yeah.
table.
That's what I
for
got.
Judy's ceremony, do we have all those folks already set up, the invocation we got? How about? No, I got the invocation for, Judy's ceremony and stuff like
Oh,
that.
I don't think
Do we
that's in
have the
program
national
now.
anthem?
Yes,
person?
national anthem, yes.
Do we have the presentation of colors people for Judy's?
You want also up, Judy?
Yes. If we do,
I can ask, but that's already next.
next
I didn't know
meeting?
you wanted that
For
also
next
for
meeting?
Judy.
okay, and, if they don't have it, that's fine, you know, standing up for the national anthem is good enough.
Okay, so,
Not
We'll,
sure.
we can set up the flags and everybody can just. move the flag.
okay, but you wanted also for Memorial Day, do you know who would be giving that for the program?
For the invocation, there'll be a Legion member for sure,
During the,
probably be, Ismo,
this one.
who's a chaplain, Legion.
What about, are we gonna need someone from the town to be at the, Mary Collins Center on the town, coordinate?
To set
I'll
up
be there,
chairs.
I'll be there for both.
We already put
events,
in the request for chairs and everything, so
Yes, I emailed them.
that's at 10 o'clock, so we should be
Yes.
there at
Okay,
9
Can they,
o'clock.
we need the podium there also,
It was in the request I sent.
and the intercom system,
The
PA system?
podium,
PA
60
system was in
chairs, the
there.
4 tables, what Bill put in form from last meeting.
So where are we gonna do that?
Jeremy won't be able to make it. I did send the invitation. He's out of town regretfully, but we'll have someone from
Yeah,
Parks
they have-
there. to
We know
represent.
where's the
I was
tree,
with him today.
So,
That's why.
which, make sure we know which one's the tree.
I think
know
it's
you gave us the
appropriate.
picture.
when we use-
You know where it is
Things like
exactly?
that.
Yeah.
I think it's right at the entrance,
I'll
right?
be there. And scope it out, but.
I'll be there to help you
it's
with
not
it.
the Conskey sign. It's a new tree, so.
But when they-
Yeah.
I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be there early to help you, whatever, so
Okay.
whatever's going on.
Yeah, so, I'll bring the shovel from Public Works. 6, I believe, was the number that you requested.
Oh, all right, that'll be nice.
6, okay.
6 shovels?
And that's.
Yeah, that's for the,
picture.
you know, little picture thing, you know, of us
Okay.
pretending to be planting that tree.
We could be burying somebody.
Oh my God.
That too.
Okay, so.
Cool.
Programs for Memorial Day.
That's what Judy is one.
That's
I
what-
brought her the medal, the one from Hialeah, you know, the new medal. Do you have one?
What medals?
Those new medals they issue.
The coin, the coin.
I didn't get one.
Let me see if I can guess.
My chopped liver over here? I get one?
No, no, it's how? Yeah.
Water.
I got a Trump coin somebody
No,
gave me,
water fountain.
Yeah.
a Trump silver dollar. That's nice gift.
Check that out for this development, make sure I got it right. Okay, so 09 for Judy and 09 for Memorial.
We have a big event, remember, September, for the American Legion. I'm trying to get, because I got a lot of people, so we're trying to get, maybe. Roberta Alonso, I don't think it's big enough, so they might give me the. Hialeah will give me the big room. I'm trying to get it from the mayor. The new mayor. Are you made a new mayor?
The new mayor Hialeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I met her, I have a picture with her.
Yeah.
From Memorial Day.
Have we adjourned?
She's the interim.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah, we haven't adjourned, have you shut it off?
No, I've been waiting to hear that. I didn't hear you.
Yeah, he
adjourn.
said it.
No,
was
we adjourned about 15 minutes ago.
No, I kept it going because you were discussing events.